my name's Peter Sidwell. Welcome to Simply Good Food TV's kitchen. I have been shopping in Booths, okay? Keswick is my local store, and I've bought some delicious ingredients and I want to cook up some lunch. But for you guys, I thought a meat-free Monday, delicious recipe that just kind of celebrates beautiful veggies and things like that. And I wanted to cook something that's kind of easy and accessible, appealing, delicious, seasonal, all those great things. So, what we're going to make is a beautiful roasted pumpkin and walnut pasta dish. Now, these pumpkins are in Booths right now, and these are the eating pumpkins. They are delicious, they're sweet, they've got an incredible flavour. Right, and I'm going to show you how. And then we're going to serve them up with some beautiful roasted walnuts, some roasted garlic, some beautiful autumnal herbs, which it's important to choose the right herbs for this dish, and I'm going to show you how. So, first of all, farfalle, the pasta bones. We're going to get those straight into salted boiling water. Now, I think it's really important that you cook pasta in salted boiling water, okay? And generally, 80 to 100 grams per person, depending on how hungry you are, okay? So I'm just cooking for two today. So I'm going to put 200 grams, which is about that much. Okay, big pan of salted boiling water. Really important that the pan is boiling and the pasta is bouncing around and moving in the pan. Really important. Okay, so we'll get that on. Now, the pumpkin, okay? So I've got a bulb of garlic. We're going to roast that whole so it goes all sweet and delicious and nutty. Now, let's get a knife and we'll deal with the pumpkin, okay? So you can see here, look, I've cut it already because I've got some pumpkin in here roasting ready so I can show you the whole dish. Now, all I've done is I've scooped it out and I've just cut it into wedges. So, same again, cut it into wedges. It's almost like that old classic melon boat from the 80s, do you remember? And we're going to cut that into slices. So it is really easy to prepare. It's nothing to be scared of. It's a doddle really. But there are a couple of little things that just make life so much easier, and that is what these videos are all about. Kind of showing you what you can buy, how to cook it, blend it with a few ingredients, a couple of techniques, and you're flying, okay? So, all I'm going to do is use a spoon and scrape the seeds out and that sort of fleshy bit, okay? And then a really important bit is just cut a little flat base there so that when the pumpkin's in the oven, it's not wobbling about and falling over. Because if I get this upright, it means it's got maximum surface area, which means it's going to caramelise even more. And then, to get it cooking quicker, all I'm going to do is score the pumpkin, like that. We're not cutting all the way in, just enough to open it out, to release all the moisture and gain maximum flavour. So we'll pop that on the tray, upright, and we'll do the same with the others. Go. Now, I'm going to serve this up with some shallots. So I've got 3 shallots here. And the idea is that we're just going to cut them in half, okay? Do nothing more than that for now. So we'll sit those on the tray as well. Get those in. There we go. So there, we've created maximum surface area on the shallots as well, so all the water will evaporate out while they're roasting and you'll just end up with this delicious sweet shallot flavour. So, some olive oil onto the pumpkin and onto the shallots. Don't worry, because that's all going to make a beautiful sauce, okay? And then we're going to season this up. It's important. Pumpkin's quite sweet naturally, so it needs a good amount of salt to balance that flavour but also to draw the water out. Shallots, that'll just help draw the moisture out. Okay, beautiful. This is going to be absolutely delicious, I promise. Okay, so I've got some salted butter here. We just need a few little pieces, not a lot, just to help kind of make the sauce. Because the best sauces are the ones that are made in the pan or the roasting tray. So a little bit of butter there, and just sit it on the pumpkin so that it soaks in as it roasts, and any little extra bits, just pop on the shallots there. It's going to make the most delicious sauce. Now, herbs, okay? It is really important, got one hidden in there, that you choose the right herbs for this job and put them in at the right time, okay? So I want the robust winter herbs. So I want fresh thyme, and then we just strip that off and just scatter it on top, okay? Leave the twigs in there, because we'll fish them out later, just all flavour there. I've got a couple of bay leaves. So we'll take a few of those, and they're going to add a wonderful bit of flavour. So all I'm going to do is maybe stick those in a cup there on the pumpkin. So we open it out, put one in there, open that one, and that's just going to give a really beautiful aroma and almost perfume the roast. Delicious. And then I've got some rosemary somewhere. So I've got some rosemary as well. So we've got thyme, bay and rosemary. These are really robust, hearty winter herbs. These are the only ones that will last in your garden, but you can get them in booth all the time. Right, that is going to go in the oven for an hour, and that will roast up beautifully. Right, so here's the one that I cooked earlier, and you can see all the open cuts that I made. The pumpkin's kind of dropped down as it's roasted, and it's a good way to do that, because it kind of tells you then when it's ready. Okay, so pasta is cooking away nicely. What I am going to do is just roast off some walnuts very, very quickly. Walnuts to me, absolutely delicious. They add flavour, but more importantly, they add contrast and texture and crunch, which is beautiful. When, you know, I like pasta dishes to be really exciting and interesting. I don't like them to be monotone and all the same texture. So, to do that, we're going to add some walnuts. So, just a good handful there, super good for you, delicious, nice and crunchy when you roast them. So, a little bit of oil, sort of teaspoon, and then just mix them around in the oil so that they get a nice coating, and this will help them roast up really quickly. So sort of 5-6 minutes in the oven while you're getting everything else ready, because they are one of the last things to go on. So, I'm going to preheat my pan now, the pasta, and we will just carefully put our pumpkin onto here. So you can see it's just starting to come apart, so I know it's really well cooked. And you know, you could do this the day before if you wanted to. If you haven't got time on the day, take our garlic, and then with our shallots, just carefully, these have cooled down a little now, just peel the outer skin away, so you just like with the really nice sweet roasted shallots. Any bits that have maybe just caught, we'll just trim those away. But it's a lovely way to get that really beautiful sweet flavour that you get from onions and shallots and all those sort of things. So, there we go. Right, so our pasta's cooking nicely. Right, so let's deal with the pumpkin first. So all I'm going to do is just cut this in half, and then just pop my knife under the skin there. And we're just going to move the knife along and lay the pumpkin flat. And that will allow me to take those nice chunks and then just dice them up where it's cut, and we'll pop those straight into the pan. In they go. So, I'll do that again. So we're just going to cut into the pumpkin and then just cut the cubes away, pop them in the pan. So this pumpkin, again, is a really beautiful eating pumpkin, this one. They're available in store now. Well, pumpkins are everywhere at the moment, aren't they? But I would recommend getting these lovely eating ones rather than the lantern ones. So, just nick off any little bits of shallot that might have just caught. That's okay. Just tiny little pieces. There we go, and I'm going to pop those in whole, because they'll just sort of break up gently, nothing to worry about. Now, this is the garlic. This takes this dish to a whole new level. So it's all roasted and soft and squidgy. Okay, so cut the bottom off. All right, and look at that. All beautiful, soft. The smell is just absolutely incredible. And I like to buy 4 or 5 of these, do them all at once, keep them in a kilner jar like this until I need them for another day. But for the time being today, what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze this straight into the pan. We'll just give that a stir and then squeeze your garlic in. Oh, do the whole lot. Because when it's cooked, it goes really mild, okay? So don't panic. Right, now, while the pasta's cooking, it's releasing starch from the pan, okay? Some starchy water coming away from pasta. We're going to nick a bit of that. It's going to help us make our sauce. So we're going to take 4 big spoons of that. Beautiful. And then give it a little shake. Now I've got a little bit of white wine, like 20 mils, something like that. Just really to give us a sauce and a nice dressing for our pumpkin, okay? So we'll just give that a little turn. Smells amazing, this. Absolutely amazing. We're going to knock that right down now because it was cooked from the oven. We're just bringing it together now. So I've got some lovely sage which works incredibly well with pumpkin and butter and garlic, but don't overdo it. You want 4 or 5 leaves is enough, because if you use too much it kind of goes a bit medicinal in flavour, but a little bit is absolutely beautiful in this. So there we go. Now, pasta's cooked, okay? So I'm going to grab my pasta spoon, and the pasta is going into the pan, okay? I'm not draining it, because I want those little licks of salty water and bits of starch on all those lovely flavours to marry together. So let's pop that down there. Okay, almost ready to serve. So we've got all those big autumnal flavours just working together now. That garlic smells absolutely amazing, okay? So nice, all the flavours are in the pan, and that's so important when you're making fresh pasta dishes. Now I've got, for freshness and a bit of lightness, a little bit of flat leaf parsley, okay? You put this in at the end, because it's not a robust herb, it's delicate, and it will disappear if you don't put it in at the end, okay? So that goes in. So we'll sprinkle that in, we'll turn the heat off. Right, I've got some sort of Parmesan style cheese as well to give it a nice flavour. Oh, right, walnuts, just pop those onto the chopping board just to cool down a little. There we go. Right, almost time to serve. Move that back. Okay, so let's just chop these walnuts up a little bit. I quite like the nice chunks. They've gone all crunchy and nutty in the oven. Delicious. Absolutely how it should be. Okay. I wish you could smell this. Okay, so pasta in. Lovely, beautiful chunks of roasted pumpkin. Nice sweet caramelised shallots. That also amazing garlic. Okay. Walnuts on there, super good for you. Lovely crunch. And then we're just going to finish it with a bit of Parmesan cheese, just to give that a lovely sort of tang. There we go. And then I like to finish with a touch of oil. It just gives a lovely silky finish to it. And I've got a lovely single estate olive oil here. There we go. Let me find a fork. That is my beautiful autumn pasta dish. Everything I bought here from Boots.